This video is brought to you by StoneAgeGamer.com, a fantastic site for retro games, systems, accessories, and more. Be sure to check out StoneAgeGamer.com. Skip it up and that up! So shout out goes to YouTube user Digital Games TV for sending me this article. I'll have a link to his channel below in the description. And according to Nikkei, Satoru Iwata, coming up in June, may be in a shitload of trouble and may lose his job. So every June, Nintendo has a shareholder meeting. And for the past 3 years, at that shareholder meeting, they hold a vote, and Satoru Iwata's approval rating has dropped for the past 3 years in a row. In 2011, Iwata's approval rating was 92.9%, but last year it dipped to 77.3%. Investors are also pissed off because it seems like Nintendo has been incapable of finding new ways to make a profit. Iwata changed Nintendo's forecasts, saying the company expects a net loss of 25 billion yen instead of a net profit of 55 billion yen. At the same time, the president also slashed the Wii U sales forecast for the fiscal year from 9 million to 2.8 million. Because of the crappy sales forecast and how poorly the company is doing as a whole, Iwata took a 50% pay cut earlier this year. There was a whole bunch of stories out there about that. But Nikkei is thinking that the president might not be re-elected come June, even with that 50% pay cut, because shareholders might not think it's enough. We all know Iwata has said in the past that he won't resign, telling investors earlier this year that, quote-unquote, there will be no major management shakeup in the short term. I know many people are not going to be happy with what I have to say about this topic and Iwata resigning, but for the sake of Nintendo as a whole, I think it would be a good thing. But however, I don't think if he does not get re-elected to be the CEO of Nintendo and his approval rating drops and shareholders are like, look, get rid of the guy and he has no choice but to go, it's not enough. I really think a whole upper management shakeup at Nintendo, even at Nintendo America, is needed. What they're doing is not working. Now the Wii U is a perfect example of this. You could go, oh, it's underpowered, so on and so forth, but I thought the system was good enough. Okay, and if they marketed it right, especially with Nintendo's first-party exclusives, it would have sold okay. It maybe wouldn't have done exactly what they wanted it to do sales-wise, but it would be doing a hell of a lot better than it's doing now. There are people still to this day in 2014, the system was launched in November 2012, who still think the Wii U is an add-on for the original Wii. That is a marketing disaster. That is a marketing failure. That should not be. They should have had commercials coming out of the ass for the Wii U on YouTube, on regular network television. You don't see any. Even I don't watch that much TV, but I'll turn on the TV and chances are I will see a Microsoft Xbox One commercial. Will I see a Wii U commercial? No. They do some stuff with social media and stuff like that, but it's not enough. They put a half-assed effort in with everything. I've talked about before how when they first came out with the Wii U, now that we have a more powerful system, we're going to try to bring the hardcore audience back. It's like they dipped one little toe in the water and it was like, oh God, there's so many fish in here biting my feet, I'm scared. And they jumped right back out. They did virtually nothing to get the consumer to want to buy their system for third-party support. Whether the system is powerful enough or not, that's a different story. And on top of it, because they didn't entice the consumer to buy their system, the install base is small, and third-party games aren't selling well on it. I mean, Nintendo hasn't been known for third-party games for a while, but that's also their fault too as well. Now, I know a lot of people are going to bring up, oh, Rich, the Wii, it sold 100 million units, but that was a happy accident. You know what? I've said it before, and I say it again. I thought the Wii was a piece of shit. It had good games, okay? But just because a system has good games does not mean it's a good system. Doom for the Atari Jaguar at the time was the best console port ever. Does that mean that the Atari Jaguar was a good system? No. It was a pile of engineering shit. All right, the Wii came out and it was a good, happy accident for Nintendo. It was 100 million selling dust collector. They came out before the era of tablets and smartphones. They brought in people who weren't even gamers. They ran out impulsively, bought the system, played Wii Sports on it, and that was it. And when third-party developers tried to come out with good games for the system, virtually none of the third-party games sold. It ended up people just bought it, had Wii Sports for it, maybe had one other Nintendo game, and the system just sat next to people's TVs and did absolutely nothing. I really wish Nintendo last generation went toe-to-toe with Sony and Microsoft and had the whole motion control thing as an add-on. Yes, maybe they wouldn't have sold 100 million units, but they would have had more of the hardcore gaming audience in there, or the people who like those AAA games, and they would have sold more third-party software. If they had a system that was just as powerful as the PS3 and Xbox One in the seventh, or Xbox 360, in the 7th generation, they would have been just fine, man. Imagine that. Imagine in the 7th gen if the Wii was just as powerful as the Xbox 360, and on top of it, so they had the awesome third-party games, and they had Nintendo's amazing first-party games. They would have killed it. Nintendo would have probably knocked Sony or Microsoft out of the console gaming business if they went that route, but they didn't. Yeah, okay, I know people are going to keep bringing up the 100 million plus number with me with the Wii, but what did it really do in the end? What did it really do for Nintendo in the end? Look where they are now. So I'm going to end this video with this. I know a lot of people are also going to say, Rich, Nintendo still has a ton of money in the bank, and they do. So that means that right now would be the best time to have a management shakeup and put Nintendo in a different direction. Have someone who's younger, who's forward-thinking, who knows where the gaming industry is going, take over the upper management at Nintendo. I'm not just talking Iwata, I'm talking many other people too. I'm also talking, like I said earlier in the video, Nintendo of America. Get people with a different mindset in there, and don't wait till the 11th hour when Nintendo's almost broke to do a management shakeup and point the business in a different direction. Don't wait till it's almost too late. Do it now. So I honestly do have to say this. I hope in June that they do let go of Iwata and put someone in there that's different. And I hope he's just the beginning. I hope other people are let go and they have an entirely new management team. I want to see Nintendo succeed. I don't have an emotional attachment to Iwata. Whoever else is in there, hopefully he'll have different ideas, a different vision, and bring his talent to the table and bring Nintendo to a whole new level. Because right now, whatever Nintendo is doing is not working. Alright folks, make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And if you have an interesting news story that you would like me to discuss, private message me with a link via YouTube. And if I use your news article, I will give you a shout out in the video and feature your YouTube channel in the description. Have a good one.